It's been a long week, and I don't think it's ever been this long before. It weighs so much, and I wanted to play a game that transported me away from the stress of everyday life, so I found Bonte Saves Frogtime. Bonte Saves Frogtime is a comedic turn-based strategy RPG from Bonte, Avond, and Offbrand games. The game was released on Steam on March 16th and retails for $17. I want to give a huge shout out to the developer and the publisher for the key. It means the absolute most. Bonte has had a rough year and has taken refuge in her treehouse for a concerning amount of time, and her friends have finally been able to get her out and celebrate her bear day. Lo and behold, Bonte's friends gift her a toad bag so they can all play Frogtime together, and a mysterious shell that emits magical energy. Curiosity gets the best of Avond, Bonte's best friend, and he tampers with the relic and gets sucked into the shell, which is the call for Bonte and her remaining friends to go on a globe-trotting adventure to find some magical shells, make friends, battle with frogs, and stop the big bad guy from doing his thing. All of these important story beats are wrapped in incredibly goofy moments and fantastic musical numbers. Characters in Bonte Saves Frogtime are mild at times, and other times border on completely and utterly crazy. Hoot, the little tree man, that reminds me a lot of Woodman from Hilda, as he is sometimes crass but loves Bonte so much. The big-headed jester, Jan Clausen, is loving but klutzy and fascinated with a tiny bug circus. Each character that you meet has some sort of relatable struggle going on, and it is nice to see a delicate handling of those issues that usually resolve in a positive manner. The story and the characters are endearing and funny, and I have yet to meet a character that I did not like. There are so many characters to talk to, all different and all super fun to be around. There's never a dull moment. If anything, Frogtime can be boiled down to a game of checkers with special abilities. A 3x7 grid is laid out, and 3 frogs can be chosen out of the toad bag to play. Frogs usually can just hop over other frogs when close, and as Bonte Saves Frogtime progresses, the frogs' abilities become more complex and even more interesting. Again, frogs start with the basic ability to hop over other frogs, and then there are frogs that gain more damage the more they jump in one turn, a frog with a rocket on its back that deals damage whenever it double jumps, a wizard frog that deals damage when it eats flies, a lord frog that pumps the team with +1 damage, a frog that uses its tongue to push opposing frogs back, and a frog that runs extra spaces when you score. I personally thought the game was done giving me frogs at the end of chapter 3, but they kept coming, and I was glad to mix and match my team to suit my playstyle. I very much enjoy the way that Bonte Saves Frogtimes looks. The game is super colorful, and mixed with the absurd character designs really makes that art direction pop. I thought a lot about the look of Rick Speck, and I'm still not sure what he is, just that he is really pink with stylish shorts. I love the frog's goofiness. The wizard frog is hard to look at more because it looks like a necromancer with dead eyes, while some frogs, like the ninja frog and the lanky ones, are adorable to look at as they hop on screen. I'm like 90% positive that there is exactly one person doing most of the voiceover in Bonte Saves Frogtime, which is fine because it's goofy enough to fit the look of the characters being voiced. The shopkeeper shark scared the absolute hell out of me, thinking that he was not going to absolutely scream at me the first time I interacted with him. Fully voiced characters aside, I think that the musical numbers are some of my favorite in any game that I've ever played. The music is expertly written and the vocals are spot on. I was always getting into Bonte playing along with the song because the songs were just so good. Bonte Saves Frogtime is an incredibly well-crafted video game. Bonte knows what kind of games they want to make, and they are really good at making them. After doing as much as I could, it took around 10 hours to roll credits. I enjoyed the story, the characters, the music, and more importantly, the Frogtime. I don't think I've ever been as hyped as when I jumped ahead in a game of Frogtime. I was on my feet yelling and looking for my wife to give her a high five. I laughed a lot, and I appreciate the developers for taking a deep dive into such a touchy subject as games should, and it turned out to be a really enjoyable experience.